So we want to show notifications in application, and now we're going to need to import a package called Toastr for notifications. Okay, so this is also going to give us an opportunity to learn how to include CSS or JavaScript files into application. So let's go ahead and search for that. So we'll say Toastr, and right here, if I open it in a new tab, we discover that this is the repository, and we can go ahead and view a demo of how it works. Okay, so we enter a title, maybe it's a success message, and we say you somehow deleted something, and we show a toast, and there we have it, beautiful notifications. Okay, so how do we involve this into application? We can use npm, we can use the cdn, but what I'm gonna do is actually just download it and I'll save it into application. Okay, so there we have the JavaScript and there we have the CSS. Okay, so in application, where do we actually include JavaScript and CSS files? Right here in our public directory. So in my public CSS, I'm gonna have a new file and I'll call it toastr.main.css right there, and I'll just copy everything on this page and I'll paste it in. And in my JavaScript directory, I'm gonna have a toastr.main.js, and I'll paste in everything from here into that file. Okay, so that's saved. I can go ahead and close all of this. And right now in my application, remember when we need to check if a session exists, we need to go to our app.blade.php and do that. So let's do that right now. In our resources views directory, we go to our app.blade.php, which is a layout file, meaning that we'll be able to check on all pages if there's a session and display a message. Okay, so where do we want to check this? First of all, let's include our packages that we just downloaded. So here we'd have a script source. It's going to be equals to, we can say /js/toastr.main.js right here, just like the JS is included here. But I would like to show you a new method, and the name of this method is the asset method right here. Okay, and this asset method actually loads files from our public directory, and it also helps us to take care of whether the request is HTTP or HTTPS. So no matter the situation, it's gonna take care of it. Okay, so looks like I also need to import the script for that. Okay, so let's look at that. So I'll say link, and the href here is gonna take in the asset method again, and the asset method is gonna take in the link to that file. So I'll say css/toastr.main.css right there. Okay, so if I head over to that directory, the public directory, it's in the CSS, and it's the toastr.main.css. Okay, so right now, if I go ahead and refresh my page and I view page source, you discover that we have a new link, and you discover that the asset method actually gave us the full path to that style sheet, whereas just using it like this doesn't. Okay, so best practice, use the asset method. Next, we also see the toaster is there. Okay, so if you click, we discover we have the data, so it's loaded. Okay, so let's check if there is a session that is set. So we're gonna be doing it right after this, and we'll be doing it in script tags, because remember, we're gonna be generating toast using JavaScript. So we'll say at if session has success. So we are checking if there's a success message in the session. So we'll say nif, and right here, what we're gonna do, since we're already in script tags, we just need to write JavaScript. Okay, so we'll say toastr.success, and it's just like it's defined in our Toastr library. I'll go ahead and show you that in the GitHub repository. So right here, for us to toast, we need to call the toaster, and we'll pass in a method. Okay, so we'll call a method, and here it's called info because it's gonna generate an info. Okay, but now we need a success, so we use a success method. So toaster.success, and the parameter here is gonna be a string, and we gotta echo something. And what we're gonna do is get the session, and we'll get that message from the session, and the message we're getting obviously is the success message. Okay, so if the session has success, we're gonna call the success message on the toaster. right here. Okay, so this should work. Let's go to our categories controller and make sure that a session is set once our user completes an action, and we need to import the session. Okay, so next step, when we visit our page, obviously we don't want to show anything, but when the user stores a new category, we want to display a message, and that's what we're going to do here. So we'll flash to the session, meaning a temporary message, and this is going to be of key success, and we're going to say you successfully created a category. Okay, so we can duplicate that, and when a user is editing, we don't want to display any message, but when he succeeds to update, we'll say you successfully updated the category. Okay, and also when he deletes, we can tell him that he successfully deleted. You successfully deleted the category. Okay, so let's go ahead and try that out. Hopefully it should work. So I'll refresh right here and I'll edit, and I'll say this is WordPress 4.7, and I'll update, and there looks like nothing happened. Let's check out why it wasn't set. Okay, so I'm back here, and obviously I'm setting it to success, but it needs to be set with double S. Okay, so that's a spelling error. I'm sorry about that. So also for this one right here, we should set the success. Okay, so we are setting to success with one S, and obviously in our app.blade.php we are checking if it has success, but since it doesn't have, nothing happens. So let's go ahead and try to edit again, and I'm gonna pull that off and go with 4.6, and I'll update, and there we have it. You successfully updated the category. So let's delete that, and you successfully deleted the category. So let's edit that, and we're gonna say it's actually Laravel Spark, and I'll update, and you successfully updated the category. Okay, so everything seems to be working perfectly.